Welcome to Creative Tien channel. Today we are going to look at how to hand knit a 2-color fisherman strip. This looks very similar to the 2-color brioche stitch. It is a reversible stitch and each side has a different color. And this stitch is also very good for scarf or blanket because it is very thick. To knit this stitch, you will need 2 different color of yarns. You will need either double point needle or circular knitting needle. Here is my written instruction. I will cast on even number of stitches and we will have a cast on row and then 4 rows of the repeat. Even though 4 rows looks a lot, it's actually just 2 rows. But each row can be with darker color or the lighter color, or color A and color B. That's why it becomes 4 rows. So let's get started. I'm going to use my blue color as my lighter color, or the color A. I will cast on even number of stitches. I just use regular long tail cast on. Tie a slip knot. Let's get started. I cast on 12 stitches and I'm going to add my second color. After the cast on, the live yarn is on the left side and I want to add another color from the right side. So we keep this yarn on the left and we start knitting from the right. So we attach the second color, just leave a few inches and we'll do a knit. And because I want a salvage stitch on the first and last stitch, and those 2 will be the knit stitch. So after the first knit, I will start the pattern. So I have knit 1, that's a salvage stitch, and then you just knit 1 purl 1, keep repeating knit 1 purl 1, and the last stitch will be knit. So I have my second color here. I already have a knit. I will start knit again. Knit, and then purl. Knit, purl. I will need the last stitch and pull tie. So that's the setup row. Now I finished the setup row and you can see the live yarns are on the left side. So when both color of yarn on the same side, we can start turning. And we can start the first row. That's the knit 1, that's a salvage, and then repeat of the knit 1B and P1. And knit 1B is the knit 1 below, it's the fisherman's rib stitch. We talked about the K1B in the last video for the 1-color fisherman's rib. So we just keep repeating these 2 stitches and end with a knit 1. Now how do we know which color to use? We can see the last color is the pink one. Now we are going to use the next color. So we use the blue color and start with a knit 1, the salvage stitch. And then we start knit 1B. That's the knit 1 below. So instead of knitting here, we go down, insert into the center of the V. Like that. and let go of this stitch. That's K1B. And the next stitch is purl, just a regular purl. And we'll repeat those 2 stitches until the end. And for K1B, because it's neat, we have the yarn to the back and insert needle to the center of the V, and then alternating with purl 1, knit 1B, P1, knit 1 below, purl, knit 1 below, purl, and for the last stitch I will do a knit. So that's a row 1 of the 4 row repeat. Now the green yarn is on the left and pink yarn on the right, so we slide it over. We don't turn, but slide all the stitches over to the right, and we start the next color. That's a row 2. We do knit 1 and then knit 1 again and purl 1 below. So instead of knit 1 below, we purl 1 below, and we keep repeating those 2 stitches, knit 1 and purl 1 below, knit 1, purl 1 below, and then we will end the last stitch with knit 1. Knit 1, and then we start repeating knit 1, purl 1 below. For purl, we move the yarn to the front. We move the needle from the back to the front into the center of the V. And then purl and let go of this stitch. That's the P1B. And we start the knit 1 again, yarn to the front and purl 1 below. And we keep repeating knit 1, purl 1 below, knit 1, purl 1 below, knit 1, purl 1 below, and the last stitch will knit. So move the yarn to the back and knit. And for the last stitch, it's easier to pull tight a little bit, so it's not too loose. And now we have both yarns on the left side. We can start turning. Turn to the other side, and we'll knit our 3rd row repeat. So here is our 3rd row. We have knit 1, and then the repeat is knit 1 and purl 1 below. It's the same with row 2, but we just use a different color yarn, and we'll end up with a knit 1. So we have a pink on the needle, so we know the next color will be the green blue. And we start with knit 1 and knit 1 again, and then we'll do the purl 1 below. To do purl, we need the yarn in the front, and below I can open up a little bit so you can see the center of the V. Purl, and then keep repeating knit 1, purl 1 below, knit 1, purl 1 below, knit 1, purl 1 below, knit one, purl one below, and the last one we do a knit one. So that's the end of the third row. And for the fourth row repeat, it's basically the same with the first row. We have knit one below, purl one, and we'll repeat the knit one below and purl one, and end up with knit one. But instead of using the light color, we use dark color or the second color. And since we have one yarn on the left and the other live yarns on the right, so I can just slide over to the right, and I will use the pink color for this row. And I always start with one knit stitch for the selvage stitch. It's just for the edge. And I'll start repeat, knit one below. So I have yarn in the back and knit one below. Instead of on the top, we insert the needle to the center of the V. That's the K1B. And then purl one. And then K1B. Knit one below. Purl one. K1B. Purl one. K1B. Purl one. K1B. Purl one. And the last stitch, we do a knit one. So that's the 4 row repeat. You can start to see the ribbon. And this is the back side. You can see 2 different colors. One side is more pink, one side is more blue-green. And then we'll just keep repeating those 4 rows. Now we have both live yarns on the left side, so we are ready to turn over. And we'll start from row 1 again. Let's knit 1 and alternating between knit 1 below and purl 1, and end the last stitch with knit 1. So we keep repeating those 4 rows and keep alternating different colors until the length you like. So I will start again with knit 1. I have the pink on the needle, so now I know the next one will be the green-blue color. So knit 1 below, 1. Now we have 1 yarn on the left and 1 yarn on the right, so we know we have to slide over to the right, and we'll start in the next row. It's a row 2, knit 1 and repeating the knit 1, purl 1 below, and end with knit 1. Knit 1 and knit 1 again. We start the repeat, and then purl 1 below, go from the back to the front, and then yarn to the back, knit 1, yarn to the front, purl 1 below, yarn to the back, knit 1, last stitch, knit 1, tighten up a little bit. Now we have both yarn on the same side, we can turn and continue our third row. When you are ready to bind off, you can end up with the color that's matching the beginning. So I have the blue-green here, and I'm just going to use the blue-green yarn to bind off. The first stitch is purl, so I will purl the first one and knit the next stitch and just bind off. Have the second stitch go over the first. The next stitch is purl again, purl, and knit, purl, and knit. I will weave in the young end, and that's our little sample for the 2-color Fisherman's rib. It's very stretchy and very squishy. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.